What's going on, guys? I'm Craig Hudson,
And I'm Jacob Hoy.
and this is Preventing Boredom.
This week's review is Forbidden Island. Forbidden Island was the secluded retreat of an ancient mystical empire known as the Archaeans. Legend has it the Archaeans possessed the ability to control the Earth's core elements fire, wind, water, and earth through the four sacred treasures the Crystal of Fire, the Statue of the Wind, the Ocean's Chalice, and the Earthstone. Because of their potential to cause catastrophic damage if they fell into enemy hands, the Archaeans kept the treasure secretly hidden on the Forbidden Island and designed it to sink if intruders ever attempted to claim them. In the centuries since the mysterious collapse of their empire, Forbidden Island remained undiscovered. Until now. Will your team be the first to breach its borders, capture the treasures, and make it out alive? Your team of adventurers must work together to keep Forbidden Island from sinking, in order to buy enough time to capture its four treasures. Once you've captured them, you must make it to Fool's Landing and escape by helicopter to win. If, however, the island sinks before you can complete your task, the mission ends in defeat.
Forbidden Island is designed by Matt Leacock, illustrated by C.B. Kanga, and distributed by GameRight. To set up your game, shuffle the 24 tiles, then place them in a 4x4 square with the remaining 8 outside of the square next to the middle tiles. Once completed, set the 4 treasures around the island so you can see which you have yet to obtain. Next, divide the cards into their respective decks and shuffle. Draw the top 6 cards from the flood deck to start the island sinking. Each player then picks an adventurer they would like to play as. And finally, hand out 2 treasure cards to each player and choose your difficulty by setting the water level. Forbidden Island is for 2 to 4 players. Each player will choose one character among the explorer, the pilot, engineer, diver, messenger, and navigator. You can take up to 3 actions per turn. These actions are move, shore up, or trade a card. You can move horizontally and vertically, but you cannot move diagonally with the exception of the explorer. Shoring up will flip a card back to its non-flooded side, making it traversable again. You may also give a card to another player if you are in the same tile as them, although the messenger can give cards away from a distance. At the end of your 3 actions, you will receive 2 cards from the treasure deck. After these cards are resolved, the board begins to flood. Draw cards from the flood deck equal to the level of the water meter. You win the game when you have recovered all 4 treasures and everyone has made it to Fool's Landing, but only if an adventurer has a helicopter card, allowing the team to escape the cursed island. You lose the game under any of the following conditions. Treasures become unavailable due to sunken treasure tiles containing an unclaimed treasure. Fool's Landing is lost. The water levels reach the skull and crossbones, or even if a player drowns by being on a tile that sinks without an adjacent tile nearby.
Alright, guys, let's get to those ratings. Craig, I'll let you start off, buddy.
All right. So with the components, they have a lot of great parts to it. The miniatures are really awesome. I love the treasures that you find. They look great. The player pieces are a little lacking, in my opinion. They're just basic. They could have gone a little further. But overall, they're not bad pieces. They at least look like a character. And as for the cards, I really enjoy the cards. They stand up well and over time, and they look good themselves.
Yeah, I agree. The cards seem to hold. You know, we've had this game for a few years now, and the cards have kept their shape. It's really worked well for us. We've played it many, many times. So overall, I think I give this one probably right on the components, probably 6.
See, I would actually give it a 7.5, just because I really like those treasure miniatures. What about the artwork for you?
You know, Forbidden's always given a really good. They've done always a really good job on their artwork. They've kept it steady throughout all 3 of their games. Forbidden Island, Desert, and then on to Forbidden Storm. They've always done a good job of getting that material out there to you and providing you with quality. I give it a solid 7.
I guess I'm a little more generous on on these topics for them, probably because of the nostalgia. But I'm actually going to give them an 8 on the artwork. They do such a good job. If you look on here, it looks pretty, and each piece of the board has a full detail. Each thing's almost as if it's its own painting artwork, but yet keeping the thematic with everything else. So I'm gonna give it that 8.
Yeah, and I think I'm a little tight on my ratings, just because there's better artwork out there. I'm more comparing to other games, but Forbidden has always done a great job of, again, the embossing of the tin cans and just giving something a little bit different material than what you might find on just your traditional board game. But they kind of stay away from the cardstock and that kind of stuff. So let's go into thematics. Let's go into how immersive does it captivate you, capture your attention?
This game does get me in the immersion. One playing, starting off, it just feels like a board game because you got just a few pieces and it's all about the strategy. But near the end, as you're losing every part of the island and you're rushing, you feel that stress that the adventurers would be feeling. And I really enjoy that. It does get me into the game and the immersion. And when you have that character that can go through the water and help everyone, it kind of helps you feel like a hero on the team and different things like that. Like, I definitely feel very immersed when playing. What about you?
Yeah, I agree to that as well. I gave thematics a solid 8, the highest of my rankings out of this. I do believe that everybody plays their own part in this game, and everybody contribute to the cooperative gameplay. Everybody has their niche, and they can contribute to the team, and you really figure that out later on in the game. As the island's sinking in around you. Oh wait, I'm the diver. I can swim from here all the way across the board for one action. That's amazing. And late in game, especially when you're on Fool's Landing and trying to get off using the helicopter lift, everybody can contribute in their own individual part. So it really captivates me. It really gets me in the mindset of we got to work together. We're all in it together.
And I agree. I gave it an 8 as well. Very solid.
Yeah. So, final thoughts. This game holds a special place in my heart. This was my first real board game outside of your traditional Monopoly, Sorry, that kind of stuff. Got into college and just kind of adventured out. Haha, funny. Little pun on words there. And found Forbidden Island. One of the guys at the board game store told me about this game. Said, hey, let's start on this one, see where it goes. Took it back to the apartment, and I found myself staying up late at night and just playing this until my fingers got sore. So, recommend this to anybody and everybody. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, I agree. Just like you, this is what you and this game are what got me into the board games. And we wouldn't be here at this moment making these videos and reviews for you if we hadn't ever found Forbidden Island. And it led into the massive collection that we have now that's continuing to grow every day. So it does hold a special place in my heart, but even still, I think if I tried stripping that nostalgia away, it's still a solid game. All the pieces have held up, the cards even have held up over the past 7 years, and we had fun playing it. We still lost. We've played it so many times, and we've won probably the majority of the time because we've played it so much, but
those early games, not so much though.
Right.
Oh, really?
You kind of get strategies, and as you play, you get better, and it's such a fun time. So I recommend it to anyone and everyone, especially if you're trying to get away from those old traditional games. Get out of the Monopoly and Mancala era up to the new generation of board games. This is a good, easy first step.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Hey guys, if you liked this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe for us, and just let us know what you think.
Yeah. Have you played this game before? Do you like it? Do you agree with us, or do you disagree? Please let us know in the comments down below.
And that's a wrap for this episode, guys. So catch us back next week for another episode of Preventing Boredom.